Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Nova Project. I'm your host as ever, Purple Midnight 8, joined once more, as ever, once and always, by my wife, the Obsidian Nook / Petal ASMR. Why don't you say hello, because we forgot to do the audio test.
Hello.
Yep, all is good. We are covering another animated film. We're taking a break from horror. Are you doing that on your own account and not mine? Good, because I saw Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Sorry. We are covering Madagascar, a film of Madam's choice that took us way too fucking long to track down because we don't have it on DVD. It's not on Prime. It's not on Disney. I had to pay for Netflix for this. We will do other stuff on Netflix. I didn't spend 13 quid for this one film. But yeah, we are covering Madagascar, the original, because this film is another of your favourites, but also one that you have a. What's the wording you would use? You have like a connection to it. You have a special story to share.
Me and Sylvie used to watch it on DVD and then would fall asleep and get woken up by the main menu.
For those who don't know, why don't you explain to our viewers at home who Silver was?
Silver was my cat.
He was our old senior boy. He is for some context, he is the one that represents you in the thumbnails, not only of the reviews but of the playthroughs. So yeah, we are doing Madagascar, the original, 20 years old this year, which is scary, because I remember watching this when I was very young. I've seen the third one probably more than I've seen the first one, but yeah, how do we want to talk about this? Do you want to sort of take the lead on this, I guess, because this is your one of your special films. Tell us about what you used to do with Silver and like why you love it, I guess. I'm doing this like this is a job interview.
It was a good film, good animation. The graphics really hold up 20 years on.
The graphics get better as the film goes on.
Like, it's not one of those 20-year-old films where it's aged badly.
God, yeah, there could be some lot worse. There are a lot worse that we probably covered. The side characters make this film. While you've got the main cast who are great, you've still got all of the side characters that aren't just there as like for no reason. They actually make a difference.
Being on TikTok, you would have heard the "I like to move it" song.
Yep.
You would have
basically King Julian has taken over TikTok when it comes to sounds.
You would have heard.
How long is this going to take?
Thank you for the sacrifice.
That went in this one.
Was that not?
No, it wasn't. It must be one of the sequels.
Also, his little companion that like loves.
You're so annoying.
That loves King Julian.
More.
But more. Yeah, Mort and King Julian remind me of.
Yeah, it's one of those like couple TikTok things where it's like, I don't know an example of it, but you know, it's the overthinking and scared girlfriend and the reassuring boyfriend, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's a silly little thing. The side characters, like you say, King Julian and the others, but also the penguins. Like, it's at least once a week where I will go, you didn't see anything.
I love the penguins, but not when they had their own TV show.
Yes.
I just love them in this where it's like not too little, but not too much.
Yeah. They're in it. I mean, we're going to cover probably the Penguins film at some point. We're going to probably have Netflix pretty consistently now that we're not paying off Silver's medical bills. But it's just a streaming platform that has a lot more films than we realise now. Like, it used to be Prime that we were like, oh yeah, it's got all the films we like, but now it's sort of like, eh. But
if they just keep switching between, I mean, I can never stop paying for Disney because Family Guy is on there, What We Do in the Shadows, and I watch them.
We watch them religiously because
I used to watch Family Guy every night before bed because I'm one of those people where I can't fall asleep without the telly on, and I've had to learn to do that since you've left it. But I miss it. I won't lie, I do miss having the telly on at night and sleep to it. Specifically the Scooby-Doo where you get like woken up with the menu.
which we have covered.
But,
Plug.
Yeah, sorry.
one of those films where you have it on to fall asleep to.
Yeah, you got me what we did with Shadows, which is like one of my religious programs that I could watch every single
It's
month.
not a religious program. She watches it religious. It's one of those.
Get bored of it.
Except if it's season 1.
It's perfect background noise.
Season 1 is very
Fall
bleh.
asleep to.
But season 2 onwards of Shadows is like peak comedy television. But yeah, it's just one of those things like this where you used to watch. You could just watch it over and over again.
But it's basically about 4 animals who want to.
I mean, who doesn't know what Madagascar is at this point? It's 4 animals that escape from a zoo and end up in Madagascar, hence the name. There you go, that's about it.
But they all have their each unique characters. So, like, Gloria's the fun kind of
Sassy.
but she's also trying to reassure everyone else.
She's like the mother.
You've got Melman, who's constantly sick, or think he's constantly sick.
You said, I want you to take grade of this, but what you said about him being like, you used to think you were like him.
Yeah, because he constantly like worries, doesn't he?
And he's got about a million predictions.
He's got a lot of medication, he has a lot of scans, and then he's constantly finding things wrong with his body, like he finds another spot, even though he's a giraffe. And
that's the joke.
And then he just worries a lot, which at one point I kind of related to him. But now I just feel like I'm that little constant time.
Yeah.
And then you're just like...
We are the Morton King Julian.
And then obviously...
Except you're not obsessed with my feet, and I told you about an animation I've seen that I will not repeat. But it's if you've been on the internet and you know about people and feet, then yeah, that's what you know. But
Marty is just Marty, outgoing, wants to be wild and free, and also black with white stripes.
If I recall correctly, alright.
I didn't know. I didn't know the whole thingy behind it.
I'm guessing off of memory, but I'm gonna just quickly settle the argument of what colour is a zebra.
Also, if you hear me...
Black with white stripes, thank you. I was correct. So, that settles that. Shut up. Stasy's come back, he wants his dreamies, because he's had his biscuits.
Yeah, and then Alex is just your regular cat, again, outgoing. His ego's a bit big, and...
The centre of attention,
but also,
like someone.
Because he's a cat, he's craving...
steak.
And steak. But they never gave him fish at the zoo, and he's a cat, and cats love fish.
Yeah, but he's a lion. He lives in like the Sahara, where there's no water. Yeah, but he's a lion. He lives in the desert. But, well, not the desert. He lives in Africa. Speaking of steak and fish, open the drawer. He's just looking over the side of the bed. Oh dear. Lost train of thought now, aren't you?
But yeah, I really like the film, and like if I watch it, it doesn't feel like it drags on or anything.
It's one of the films where I actually like Ben Stiller. Like, he's done stuff, but most of the time he just plays the same character under a different, like, name, essentially. But this and Nightmare at the Night at the Museum, not Nightmare at the Museum, are probably the 2 roles that I actually like him in. I can't think of anything else he's really in. Stop meowing at me. But, yeah. And I have to mention it, obviously we are doing this after the incident at the Oscars a couple of years ago, where Chris Rock, who plays Marty in this, was slapped by Will Smith, the husband / cuck of Jada Pinkett Smith, who plays Gloria. So, yeah, looking back on it now...
Regardless of all this.
And it has some good adult jokes and references to stuff, like a rectal thermometer, a free mint out of the urinals, the Planet of the Apes reference as well that I caught. I haven't watched this in years, so now that I have more knowledge of stuff, it's good to be able to pick up on different things. But yeah, it's a good film. Obviously,
I
no.
think when we get to the second one, I'll still be like the first one better, because I think the second one, Alex goes to meet his mum and dad.
Yeah, that's the one where they actually go to Africa, hence the name.
And then,
Moto. Yeah, that went around the internet for a while, didn't it? But yeah, that about does it. We've got Netflix. I am unemployed. That's a whole other story we won't talk about. We're probably going to be watching Netflix a lot soon. I've got to rebuild the watch list because we're under a new account. So yeah, we're going to have a big mixture of everything really, because obviously we don't really do one solid genre of film. Horror mainly, yeah, but we've done other stuff. Excuse the voice crack. We've done a lot of live action, and yeah, we mix it in with a bit of like cartoon animation.
But there's a lot of animations that I used to like, but because I've either watched them with Mum, Silver.
There's history there.
It's basically cut most of my childhood animation. I mean,
there are some big films that maybe we'll get there one day, but we'll see. We will see. There's a lot of history to it, but in the end of the day, we can always do it in memory and have a story connected to it, like we did with this, and like we did with Pets. What's that, July? July. If it's July, it's July, I think.
It's the day before my stepdad's birthday. Chaps, fucking sucks.
Yeah, talk about a buzzkill, selfish bastard. But yeah, we've got stuff in the works. We didn't really have a proper look through Netflix as soon as we saw Madagascar, because you went hunting for it all over the internet and through the house.
Would I have it on DVD? Yes, I had it on DVD, but because my husband.
Selfishly, I know.
No, it's not selfish. It's the fact that I wasn't pulling it out enough to warrant keeping it.
And we did only start doing reviews when I moved in.
But I do believe that Ron does have it, so if I ever do want to borrow it, I can borrow it off him. So
we have options. Yeah. And we have Netflix as well, so we shall see, is all I can say.
But yes, it's worth having.
At one point it was there, but now it is not. But yeah, that about does it. Everyone's probably already seen the film. Like, this is a classic of animated history, I guess, is a way of putting it. So yeah, I've been your host, as ever. Thank you for joining us today. Joined Charming, thanks for that, you couldn't have picked a better time. Joined, as ever, by the Obsidian Nook / Petal ASMR, whose links you can find in the description down below, alongside... Jesus, I sound out of breath, I'm not doing nothing. Whose links you can find in the description down below, alongside all of ours. And we will see you next time.